Well, with college football 26 coming to an end, it now seems like a great time for me to actually put a definitive ranking together of my 5 favorite offensive playbooks in this game, and more importantly, where you'll be able to find them when college football 27 comes out. First, of course, an honorable mention to our beautiful Air Force boys. We had a ton of fun in that empty pistol offense, but I do think we're probably done with Road to the College Football Playoff in this game. That's all going to kind of wait until 27 comes out. But if you do want to see more gameplay with us using this Air Force offense, the Online Dynasty channel, I'll put the link up here somewhere. In our last season there, we have been running the Air Force offense. I'm having a great time with it. And from what we saw in the beta, Air Force is pretty much the same, at least when it comes to the pistol stuff. So that'll definitely be an option for us in 27. But what we're going to be doing here is going through those 5 playbooks in order from 5 to number 1, go over why I like each one, some different unique things about each, with the hope that if it's good in college football 26, it should be good in college football 27. Fingers crossed on that one. So let's just go ahead and get on into it. Start with number 5, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. And from what we saw in the beta, luckily for us, Rutgers, their offense looks to be pretty much the same going into college football 27. And of course, the playbooks were not, finalized. There might be some small tweaks, some small changes, but we're expecting them to be pretty much what we saw there. So Rutgers, gonna still be Rutgers in 27. Let's hop into practice mode, take a quick look at their offensive playbook. Well, actually first, why don't we go through and roll some highlights of us using this Rutgers offense. Minute and a half, go back to run. Looks like a setup pretty nice for a run here, doesn't it? There's nobody over the middle of the field. That's a free 6 yards for us. We'll take that. Then we can mix in a little trips tight end offset. Why the heck not? Tight end in, verticals, another inside zone run, X under. Gosh, I'm telling you, man, this Rutgers playbook, it's unbelievable. It just has absolutely everything. Every good formation in the game, I feel like, for the most part, you can find in this Rutgers offense. Just take A right over the middle, nice and easy one to our tight end. Set us up for a 1st and goal. Now, minute 20. Go back to a run down here. He's cover 3 cloud, but he's not shading underneath or anything, so those drags and everything are just getting kind of wide open. Be back in man here. Kind of what it looks like. Braithwaite on the drag. Quick one to Raymond, maybe. No. Tight end. Dude, this freaking pass rush. We're getting that tight end wide open there. The pass rush comes flying in. Look at that big boy number 5. Just not a care in the world. Ripping his way right through there. But yeah, anyway, March Madness. Because I was thinking of this too, because Vandy. That game against, walk-in touchdown. All right, we're going to get back in our bunch strong offset here, at least to start this drive. Then we'll kind of determine what we want to do from there. Passing this down and away so we can get it to Braithwaite. Use that platinum shifty, cut our way around there. Having guys like that, man, is just such a difference maker. He is so freaking shifty and fast and just the best. I love having him be able to just throw in those quick drags, get him the ball, and get 20 yards, That was set up pretty nice for us. Let's go with a duo run this time and cut it out this way. Close call. I'm gonna try this corner strike play again. Didn't work out for us great last time. Now he's audibling all around. We got Sheffield, who's a good speedy boy, just going downfield on that streak. And then that corner out on Braithwaite, absolutely torched him. Audibles into man coverage, perfect. Worked out perfectly for us. Exactly what we want you to be in if we're calling corner strike, with Braithwaite on that corner. Leaves his man in the dust before he catches the ball, after he catches the ball. It doesn't matter. That's a speedy boy. That's a Rutgers touchdown. And a good time was had by all. So what we're going to see in 4 of these 5 different playbooks is that they are going to have bunch strong offset. Now for me, this is kind of like my comfort formation, my back against the wall, 3rd and long, 4th down, need to get some yards. This is a formation I'm going to turn to, a very important thing to have in any playbook that you want to run. Having essentially a power formation, a power play you can go to, and that is bunch strong offset for me. And Rutgers probably has the best, or at least one of the best, bunch strong offsets in the entire game. The main thing we're looking for in these is 3 passing plays, flood, corner strike, which is fantastic against man coverage that a corner out B is on, absolutely cooks them, and dagger. So having those 3 pass plays, we're already off to a fantastic start. Running wise, you have duo, a really good run, one of the better runs in the entire game. You have a pin pull toss for when people are coming out in like a double mug mid blitz. This is absolutely going to torch that. and you have an inside zone. Between those 6 total plays, you could just run those 6 plays in a game, and you'd win probably 80-85% of the time. Those are very, very good plays to have all in one bunch strong offset. But what else Rutgers has that makes it stand out compared to everybody else that has the bunch strong offset is all their trips formations. They have so many variations of trips. You have trips tight end offset and trips tight end offset weak. We'll talk about those in just a second. Trips Y slot strong, trips Y flex, halfback weak. Even coming down here, you got some other gun double stuff, which I've always been a fan of gun doubles. But we also have Y off trio close, Y off trips, wing trips weak, Y off trio, like just almost every version of trips in the game, except the best one, which we're actually going to get to in a little bit. This gives you a lot of different possibilities, a lot of different options of what you can do out of all of these different trips looks, which is fantastic. But what they have that is pretty unique to Rutgers is going to be those tight slots formations, tight slots and tight slots halfback weak. Now, regular tight slots, I believe, is in 5 total offensive playbooks. Tight slots halfback weak is in 3, but none of them have both, except for Rutgers. Now, I do think tight slots halfback weak is a little bit better. I think it's got better stock pass plays in it, like post wheel drag is fantastic. Mesh spot is great to have as a stock play. You got the all go, X dig, all that good stuff. You also have some good runs in here too. The read option out of this formation works really well. You have an inside zone, whereas in tight slots, you have a halfback base run that we don't have in tight slots halfback weak, and you have a halfback sweep. Between the 2 different tight slots, you have pretty much every type of run you could hope to have. You have a ton of great just stock pass plays. If you want a hot route around, you certainly can, but you really don't have to on a lot of these. Like that drive trail play looks great. The ones we saw in tight slots, halfback weak, mesh switch, all that put together, the bunch strong offset, the tight slots, the different trips, mainly having tight end offset and tight end offset weak being the only playbook with both versions of the tight slots. All the other trips they have is why I love this Rutgers offense and why I think it is the 5th best offensive playbook for me. Of course, you guys are going to like different things than I do, and that is okay. But for me, this Rutgers offense is unbelievable. So let's go ahead and look at number 4. And that is going to be the Utah Utes, who, of course, in College Football 27, this playbook is going to be moving over to Michigan, following Kyle Whittingham, following the offensive coordinator of Utah, that are going to Big Blue. Now, I know Utah's gotten more popular recently, at least in the Ultimate Team community, for their really glitchy QB RPOs, and at least in the beta, again, those were still pretty dang good. Hopefully that's something they're going to tweak by the time the game actually comes out, but that's not the reason I actually really liked Utah. Let's throw to some gameplay clips and talk about it. Why don't we go to a little bit of empty here? That's a big reason I like Utah, is all their different empty formations. You can block your tight end. You've got just some good plays in there. I forgot to change our slot wide receiver again, but we'll just take one down to our speedy boy tight end. Perfect. Get the first down, get out of bounds. Keep it easy. Keep it nice and simple. Stay in that formation, go with this little ditty here, throw a drag. This might just be 2-man under again. It is. So we'll just take B right over the middle of the field, cut our way back this way, trying to Superman dive at us. Go ahead. No, we don't actually even need to take a timeout. We still got 38 seconds. Ball's already at the 38-yard line. We are in a really, really good spot here, all things considered. We could go... Let's go to a little empty Y off and throw Davis on like a crosser. Just something like this. I mean, this is definitely zone. We can hit right in that little pocket there to Parker. Now we'll take a timeout. I think we were going to have that deep crosser. It was cover 4 drop, so we would have. But it's also like, we got that pocket. Let's just go ahead and take it. So we go double slot cross this time. I kind of want to do something similar. If we have time, try to go to Andrews here. If this is cover 4 drop, if it's man, just take one of the underneaths. It is cover 4 drop. Had the tight end. Had him absolutely wide open. I think he's just running like shaded underneath cover 4. So if we go like this, is this going to work? Oh, it would have. It definitely would have. We can just take off though. Or secure catch. Or Devin Dampier, you absolute madman. Now he's just running mid blitz, it looks like. But what I love about the Utah empty, we can block 6 against his 6 he's sending. And then Dampier can roll out and hit that throw to Merriweather, and you're in for a touchdown. That Another perfect example of why I love Utah's 5 wide. You want to come out mid blitz? Fine. We just have a tight end we can block, and then we can just throw one deep right on your noggin. Touchdown, Utes. Before we get too far into the playbook, they do have the split tee, which is which is a great time. Shout out to the split tee, Splits Creek. But the main attraction to me to this Utah playbook is going to be in their empty sets. We've got 3 different empties. You have empty chips, trips Y off, and Y off trips. Kind of confusing names, but they're all very good. And the main reason I like these is they all have at least one, chips kind of has 2, tight ends attached that we can have block. Now, what's kind of weird about empty chips, you actually can't set your tight ends to block, but on just about every pass play, you're either going to have one blocking already, or they're going to be on like a chip and release, block and release, those blue lines we see on these 3 pass plays. Of course, you can hot route one out of there. You can keep one tight end in as an extra blocker, at least right off the rip. That flood play out of empty chips is unbelievable. Super good. And of course, you're going to have a lot of good quarterback runs. That's going to be a big thing we see throughout this playbook as a whole. And empty trips Y off, again, we have that tight end attached over to the weak side, or the solo receiver side, who you can block on any play. In this formation, you have the all go, you have the dagger. Again, a lot of plays that you don't have to hot route anybody, which is a huge benefit in my opinion, especially if you're using it for a dynasty, especially if we're still going to have that stadium pulse in 27. Having a really good playbook where we can just go up and just snap a play is such a huge benefit to me. And you still get some fun things in there too, like the shuffle option and all the different quarterback runs that we kind of talked about a little bit. You do have that QB RPO in here. But a big thing you want to check if you are calling that QB RPO is how your blocking sets up, because a lot of them won't block the defensive tackle, which just totally ruins the play. So just make sure you're keeping an eye on that. Then we have Y off trips. Again, tight end pretty much in that same spot, but now we got 2 receivers on each side. You can block your tight end out of this. You got the red zone dusty, the mesh spot, you got the double slot cross, more quarterback runs, more jet motion things. There's just a lot of fun things in this Utah offense. We've also got wide tray open wing, which you can only find in Utah or Air Force. Now, Utah actually does have the QB RPOs in here that Air Force doesn't, and I think these are the ones that are really overpowered. So if that's your kind of thing, Utah/Michigan in 27 is going to be a good playbook for you. The wide tray open wing, pretty fun formation. Spread wing Y flex, another unique one. This one is only in Utah. And it's actually got your tight end kind of in the backfield there. Another just fun formation, a lot of fun quarterback runs. Some actually really good pass plays out of here. That switch slot cross is really nice. The double smash seam, if you have a fast tight end, having him in that backfield and just going right up the seam on a streak there, a fantastic play. Level slot seam, some more QB RPOs if that is what you're looking for. All adds up to make Utah a fantastic playbook, and really what I liked about it was their variations of gun doubles. I'm a big gun doubles guy, and I think Utah has some of the best. It's right up there with like Arkansas. They've also got really good gun doubles, but I love Utah's. Some different motion things, some different RPOs. You're gonna have some quarterback runs sprinkled throughout, and a lot of just good stock plays, like that hook Z post, the different Utes drag Y hook, Texas double post, some more of that kind of wide receiver motion getting utilized out there. Doubles Y off, the halfback motion QB blast, a fantastic like goal to go. You got a 3rd and goal at the 2, 4th and goal at the 1, a fantastic go-to play there. Different jet motions, some power reads, some more jet motions, a lot of different motions, a lot of different fun things. That PAZ cross, a really good play. You can just throw your tight end on like a drag or something and cancel that play action if you want. Really, really good play. Then you have doubles Y flex offset, some different bounce motions, which I never really like those, but double post angle smash, more good just stock pass plays here. Fork Y wheel, some more RPOs, more just a lot of good stuff. And having 0-1 trap out of a doubles formation, love that. It's right up there with duo, is one of the better runs in the entire game. So put all that together, why I love the Utah offense and why I'm super excited to use it with Bryce Underwood in College Football 27. Also excited about the new practice facility. For those of you that played the beta, you know what I'm talking about. They actually have like windows and sunshine, and it looks so much nicer than this old airplane hangar that we've got for practice mode here in College Football 26. So Utah, my 4th favorite offense in College Football 26, one I'm super looking forward to in 27. Let's go take a look at number 3. And that is going to be the Ohio State Buckeyes, where in College Football 27, thanks to Chip Kelly taking the offensive coordinator position, will be the offensive playbook. Again, at least it was in the beta. Essentially the offensive playbook of the Northwestern Wildcats. Most of the important things from Ohio State, Northwestern's going to have. I think there's some single back stuff missing or something like that, but pretty much everything I love about Ohio State is going to be going to Northwestern. Let's roll a couple highlights and get to it. Now it is up to this Ohio State offense to try to put this one away. This one, I wish we had some more options outside of just like dagger. Their bunch strong offset really isn't the best. That's kind of the big negative. We are missing a few of the big plays that we love to see out of here, like corner strike and flood and things like that. But dagger is just such a good play. Like we could just call that. I'm pretty sure we could just call dagger for an entire game and be totally fine. You could win a game just calling dagger. I'm convinced of it. I could mix in some more RPOs. Oh man, do I wish we had pin pull toss out of here. Ooh, do I wish we had pin pull toss, but we can block our tight end actually. Yeah, and then really we're just looking for Innis if he can win on that. Passing that all the way to the outside. Beautiful ball that time by Sane, and just outrun him, Innis. Outrun them all, brother. Wide receiver you at Ohio State. Trust those corner routes against cover zero. Passing that one all the way to the sideline. There is that Ohio State offense taking over. The Buckeyes also with the split T. Just throwing it out there, which I didn't remember if that was in the Northwestern one in 27 in the beta. But their main formation I love out of here, which in 26 was only in Ohio State and Florida State. In 27, it might only be in Northwestern because Florida State had it because of Malzahn. He's gone. I'm not expecting Florida State to have it. It might pop up somewhere else, but box offset week. I love this formation so much. The runs out of here are really good. So you have two different box formations here with Ohio State, will be Northwestern. Box out halfback strong, box offset weak. I like offset weak better because the run plays out of here are going to be going towards our blockers on the left. We have two receivers over there and a tight end versus in box halfback strong. We're running kind of away from all of them, even though the halfback draw out of halfback strong can be pretty solid. So an offset weak, you got the inside zone, you've got a wide trap, and you have an outside zone. So a few different run options you can do out here. Motion verts halfback angle is one of the most unguardable plays in the entire game. Actually, for the highlight, maybe I'll include that when we used Florida State and just ran box offset week, where with a verts halfback angle, you just throw an angle route on your halfback instead of having him kind of motion over to that same side. Keep him where he is, have that Texas route going from the right to the left. If you do it too early, you will get a flipped one, just because of how this game works. But against pretty much any zone coverage, they're not going to be able to guard A or be able to quick throw that one right away. Against man, you have the crosser, you have the Texas route, you have your deep streaks if you want to try a small pass lead streak over there. Fantastic play to mix in with these different runs in box offset week. Makes it one of my favorite formations in the entire game. It was in College Football 25. It was again in College Football 26. I'm expecting it to stay the same in College Football 27. And then box halfback strong, you've got some solid pass plays out of here too. That whip Y cross, the PA scissors. But you also only have 6 plays in here. There's some solid ones, but overall, how much more a box offset weak guy. So elsewhere in Ohio State, we do have bunch strong offset. Of course, we didn't have that in Utah. We will have it in every other formation that we got in here. You got some more doubles. You got normal Y off close, still one of the better formations. So it's probably the best in 25. Still right up there in 26. You got some trips, you got some 5 wide, but what really makes this playbook annoying to go up against is the single back bunch tight end. And this Northwestern did have, I think they were missing bunch and maybe one other single back formation, but bunch tight end they did have, where you have verticals, you have cross drag, and you have the stretch alert bubble. Just call those 3 plays, stay in single back bunch tight end for an entire game. Just mix up cross drag, verticals, and stretch alert bubble, and you're golden on offense. Like these plays, the combination is so good. Cross drag we used quite a bit in our online dynasty in season 5, whatever our last season was. We were in Washington State's offense, and they have pistol bunch tight end. They're only one in the game with pistol bunch tight end, and they also have cross drag. A lot of fun different hot routes and things you can do with that play, but having it in the single back bunch tight end with that stretch, that RPO with verticals makes for a disgusting combination. And honestly, their regular single back bunch, not the biggest fan of, but their bunch tight end, love the looks of it. So that's why I love Ohio State and why I think I'm going to really like Northwestern in 27. Let's take a look at number 2. And that is going to be the Michigan Wolverines. Now in the College Football 27 beta, this offense was on North Dakota State. There was a weird thing where North Dakota State defaulted to Missouri State's offense, but if you actually changed their playbook to be NDSU's, it was Michigan's offense from College Football 26. Now, obviously, they're not in this game, so I can't put their logo up on the screen. Maybe I can Photoshop it later or something, but probably not. That sounds like a real pain in the ass. But Michigan's offense looks to be going to North Dakota State next year. And I don't really know why. I was looking through the coaching staff. I didn't see anybody that came from Michigan to North Dakota State, but I might have just missed it. It's possible it was just a placeholder they put in for now while they finish the actual North Dakota State playbook, but I'm really hoping that is not the case. Let's roll some highlights of us using Michigan in one specific formation in their shotgun that I just love so much. And so we get to bust out our tray offset. I think first thing first, I love the passes out of here, but I think we got to start with a run, see how that's going to go for us. Get a little switch into Tampa 2. And just try to get an idea of what his defense is going to be looking like. So he's using that safety up there. Well, there goes Justice Haynes. Cut it this way. There goes Justice Haynes. One little cut back to the right. One run. 79 yards to the house. What a way to get this game started. The Michigan defense stands tall and gets us that turnover. One run for Justice Haynes. 79-yard touchdown. Let's go with the little verticals. Why not? The last time he was up on that safety, up on the top left, we'll see if that's where he's still going to be. We'll just take a quick one to our tight end. His guys are a little bit out of position there, so we'll take an easy one decline to pick up our first down. He is in cover 4. I'm wondering if that is match coverage. I mean, I'm hoping it is for later on, as I love trying the cover 4 bombs in games. Let's go with this cross dagger. And remember, we do have speed on Underwood. We can 100% try to take off and run with him here. Like right here, and then go right in that gap. Wait for that gap to open up. Big boy Bryce Underwood will find the space, takes it across the goal line. Touchdown, Michigan. 3 offensive plays, up 14-0 either way. But I want to try it again because I think he's been in cover 4 quarters a lot and keeping that match coverage. So I do want to try this again if we can get this set up. And then we need the time here though, so hopefully we'll block our, there he goes. He's just stayed in cover 4 quarters. He just stayed in that cover 4 quarters. We saw it last time. I was just a freaking idiot. That time, stay in the pocket, let Underwood make that throw. Cover 4 quarters. That's a match bomb. That's a touchdown for the Wolverines. This play can work against, it's really good against cover 4 quarters. Is that what he's in here? Kind of hard to tell. I'm going to guess he is. He might not be here, though, because he paused for a second. Took his time. That's got to be over his head. It's got to be over his head. He did jump back on eventually there. Took him a little bit. He almost got back in time to make that play with. And if you couldn't tell, that formation is going to be their tray offset. I think this is the best trips in the entire game. It's only in Michigan and Middle Tennessee State. So maybe it was somebody from Middle Tennessee that went to North Dakota State. I don't know. I'm just really hoping this is what North Dakota State actually has because I love this formation so much. That shot slot post, great deep hitter play with just a built-in really good high-low between that drag and Y. A lot of it seems like a lot of the built-in high-lows that they give you in the game, they just run so close together that I don't really like them. That one's actually got really good spacing. Love the looks of it. Slot under. And just throw your tight end on a drag or something, and you got a really good flood concept going over to the left with an underneath route that actually gets open a ton on Y on that quick slant. You got inside zone run, cross dagger. See, that one's kind of a little close for me. Maybe you'd want to hot route something, maybe throw a post instead on Y on that. But you got a good RPO in there. You got a Y sail, deep dig, a quick out option on B, a deep in on X, which, or I guess a deep dig. That's what the play is named after. But really an underutilized, in my opinion, underrated route in this game are those deep digs, because everybody's going to be kind of looking for work underneath a little bit. Deep zones are going to be getting pushed back by that streak Y is on, by your tight end on A, the deepest corner out I've ever seen in my life. And should leave a good pocket that you can throw one to X right underneath. Slot out as a stock play is preposterously good. It reminds me a lot of the Boise State, their Bronco shallow cross, where we have that flood going over to the left. If that's where our opponent is really looking, we have that dig on our tight end. You got the underneath coming back the other way on our slot wide receiver. Slot out of tray offset, an unbelievable play. You got a level sail Not something I've called a lot, but it's seen a lot of people call and looks pretty dang good. You got a good verticals play in here too. So Trey offset of Michigan, unbelievably good formation. We've also got Bunch X Nasty. This kind of took over as the most meta formation, I feel like, in Madden this year. One I never really liked the looks of, honestly, but you see it just absolutely everywhere. A lot of drive pat back under, that deep flood, a nice inside zone, a lot of mesh concepts, some design QB runs with a QB sweep in there too. And of course, we're going to have some bunch strong offset. What would I be without bunch strong offset? But the main focus of that Michigan offense is definitely going to be Trey offset. If you like trips, you have to try this one. By far my favorite trips in the entire game. So that's the main reason why I love Michigan. That leaves one spot left. And that is going to be the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. For my money, the best offensive playbook in college football 26. Looked pretty much the exact same heading into college football 27. I just think there's so many options you have using this Notre Dame playbook. That's a big thing I like in playbooks. If we think we have an advantage with our offensive line against defensive line with our running backs, we can run the ball out of all of these different formations. If we want to air it out, we can out of all these different playbooks. And to me, like I said in a recent online dynasty video, if there's $1 million on the line, I have to win a game of college football 26. I'm picking the Notre Dame offensive playbook. Let's roll some highlights and we can get into it. And this does look like mid blitz, doesn't it? I think we're going to run out of time here, unfortunately. But the speed out on the tight end absolutely cooks him. He was just in mid blitz. Just throw a little speed out there. Even your big boy tight end isn't be able to burn that one. First down for the Fighting Irish here. I mean, QB draw RPO. That sounds kind of nasty. I don't hate it. Sounds kind of dirty, but I kind of like it. Or do we just go back to Jeremiah Love? I feel like that's never a bad idea for us here. Do some fake hot routes, just try to get him out of the box there, and then he comes flying in again late, but there goes Jeremiah Love. Look at the blocking from these big boys up front of the Fighting Irish. Sets up a beautiful lane. We don't even need Jeremiah Love to be able to punch that one in, but it's a fun bonus to do it with him. Touchdown Irish. A little more cluster. How about that? Irish mesh whip, verticals, Z-spot shake, clutch bunch, PA read, all sorts of good things we can go to here. Let's go to mesh post. See if this is still going to be that man coverage. He's gone to this 5 down look a couple times now. Oh, I wanted to quick throw that. I mean, we have X. Just pass lead it down and secure catch it, and Fields is going to go get that. I should have thrown that a little bit earlier, but I just wanted to make sure we actually set our feet and we're able to get that ball off. So good ball there by CJ Carr. Takes it down to the 24. Take us to the fourth quarter. I think I want to try this outside run with Love again. Again, throw some fake hot routes in there. He's just going to be using that safety. So let's see if we can take another one outside here. Just pick him up just a little bit there, 54, just a little wiggle. Tried to wiggle inside, then back out there with Love. I mean, it worked out pretty good. We'll go ahead and take that first down. 1st and 10 now at the 12-yard line. Verticals? Is this just crazy? I want to throw a drag and a Texas route on this. And I think it should make for a pretty good play down here. I think. So if we throw a drag on our tight end, Texas route on our halfback, and a stem down corner over here on Great House. Absolutely cooked him on the corner route. Great House, as soon as we saw that was man coverage, so when we snapped that, I was only looking at Great House. We saw the press, we saw that be man, just wait for him to go out on that corner route. Gets wide open, touchdown Notre Dame. Now, the main draw for me with this Notre Dame playbook is they do have a formation nobody else has, and that is just regular old gun cluster. People will have a cluster halfback strong, but no other team just gets the regular gun cluster like Notre Dame was. And I like this for the same reason we talked about with that box offset week with Ohio State. That's going to be Notre Dame, is our runs in this are going towards our blockers. We have our tight end and 2 wide receivers on one side. We got a solo wide receiver on the other. We want to run behind where our bodies are, and we can do that in gun cluster. And then you just got some unbelievable pass plays in here. 3 versions of mesh is the standard and Irish mesh whip If a play's got the team's name in it, it's got to be pretty dang good. And mesh post, you got the verticals out of here. That's really nice. Z spot shake. Those shake routes are unreal against almost every type of coverage. I feel like those guys can get open. You have the halfback off tackle run, but yeah, cluster bunch or PA read. I'm not a big play action guy. I'll almost always hot route that, but we throw like a Texas route on our tight end there. You get the high-low with the drag and a deep enough crosser to actually get good separation between X and RB on that. We are looking pretty good. So their gun cluster of Notre Dame, a huge selling point in my opinion. Hey, bunch strong offset, who could have guessed? But theirs is a little bit different in that we have these 3 plays that none of the other bunch strong offsets have: the motion QB sweep, the motion QB zone, and the motion double trail post. A few plays that use that same motion but are very different. I love that out of one formation. We have that in the bunch strong offset of Notre Dame. So other than that, what we have different here, at least compared to the other playbooks that we were looking at, tight Y off flex, I feel like there's some good potential there. I haven't really messed with it enough to say for sure. We only have the 6 plays in this one, which is unfortunate, but that flood levels and Y cross, I feel like are 2 really good pass plays out of a formation like this. You've got tight open, another just really solid formation that I've liked, especially with the speed option. There's gonna be a lot more quarterback runs in both Notre Dame and Michigan and Utah. I guess I do like quarterback runs. I was just thinking through the thinking back through them, and oh yeah, I guess 3 of my top 5 have quite a lot of quarterback runs and different options and things in there. You got a few different versions of trips here. The trips Y slot strong, which is a solid one. Again, nothing compared to the Michigan, but who really is? And then we have a trips Y slot weak here as well. But our main point here is that gun cluster formation is fantastic. You have a lot of heavy sets down here too. You have a few different normal Y offs. You have a regular gun doubles. I actually want to check, do we have, it's close, PA read. We actually want PA zone read, which is my favorite play in gun doubles, and we have it here with Notre Dame. Just another cherry on top of this Irish playbook to make it even better. But then if you want to run a lot of 2 tight end sets, we have wing slot weak, slot offset, regular wing, deuce close, even go 3 tight ends with wing tight Z, and these are going to have a lot more of those quarterback runs. Like you can see in just gun wing, you have the motion QB zone, motion QB G down. You're just going to see a lot of quarterback runs throughout this Notre Dame playbook. So it's a great way to keep your opponent guessing. You can run the rock with your halfback, with your quarterback, with whoever you want. You can sling it out of bunch strong offset, out of cluster. You can do both. You have those different trips. That all around, for me, makes Notre Dame my favorite offense in the game. So that is going to do it for this one. We are going to be taking like the next week or so off. I'm going to be out of town and just didn't really have time to get too caught up on videos and things, but I do hope you guys enjoyed this. We will be back probably the week before the release of College Football 27, do some more look aheads and things, maybe look more at how Northwestern is going to look. Some of those playbooks I was talking about, Colorado is going to be a super fun one. We had a new go-go formation and a new shotgun tight formation that looked fantastic. And there's going to be plenty to talk about with the different macros and defensive adjustments and things like that we got coming to the game here soon. But yeah, that'll do it for this one. I will see you guys in probably a week and a half or something like that. Until then, take it easy.